Hello, friends of the program. Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Free agency starts on Monday. Folks are getting released. Who are the Cowboys hunting? Osa's going to find a friend. So many things happening, and it all starts. Meow.
Mister!
As always, shout out to everybody who's in the chat before the show even starts. We do need to do a welfare check on our guy Nesto. He's usually first. Haven't seen him comment. Something must be terribly wrong. Please hit the like button while you're here. Make sure that you're subscribed. And shout out to Mr. Crazy for being first today. You did it. And shout out to Tarvis, who noticed, yes, there is a little defensive tackle thumbnail, and that is where we're going to start our broadcast. My name is Jeff.
Kavanaugh!
Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
I want to say shout out to my oldest niece, Josiah Holly, a.k.a. Tinky, the firstborn, my love.
Tink, 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 tink.
Congratulations. She was accepted. She got into the school that she wanted to go to. She's going to North Carolina A&T.
G-Ho! G-Ho!
Congratulations, Tink. Uncle Jess loves you, and yes, I know it's going to cost me.
And we coming for homecoming. Greatest homecoming on earth. G.O. Jesse. Uncle
coming.
Jesse.
I will be there.
Uncle Jesse and Uncle Chill coming.
Pop.
Nesto, yeah, you're Pop. I could be Uncle. I'm Uncle Jeff.
Oh, there's Nesto.
Nesto's
Nesto, we thought we lost you.
We were worried about you, buddy.
We thought we lost you for a second.
We're worried about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to start. Oh, wait. Did I introduce just you?
Not just me.
It's just,
Okay,
It's
yeah.
me and you all week.
Greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Clarence Hill, wearing his...
Hey.
Legends stop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in club hop.
real quick, I'm on fumes today. I went to Houston. I felt like a truck driver. I drove to Houston for a funeral yesterday morning and visited with my daughter in the evening. Went to her basketball game. She's a cheerleader at Rice. Met her boyfriend.
Ooh. Oh, what do we think?
Tell me you at least
What
30.
do we think?
At least 30.
Ludicrous looking.
Man. They had to drive back, with all these thoughts in my head. So yeah, I'm on fumes, but we have to talk.
Let's not dodge this. What do you think of the guy?
He's a nice kid. I don't know about his future, but he's a nice kid.
Oh no, we also have to do that. Friends can ask very inappropriate questions. Is she at least dating a black guy?
He's black.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Okay.
Would you be disappointed if he looked like me?
I want her to be happy.
Okay.
That means yes.
Yeah.
I want her to be happy.
Next to Clarence, the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
I have a new mortal enemy.
Okay, you got a blood feud?
Overly polite cross guards.
This man is mad.
Overly polite cross
This man
guards.
is mad at a crossing
The
guard.
old ladies that cross the
volunteers.
The overly polite ones where it's like...
Their job is to handle school children.
No
crossing
doubt.
guard.
No
You're
doubt.
mad
Which
at
is
a
fine.
crossing guard.
Which is fine.
They don't get paid.
No, which is fine. And it's like, okay, when once one group goes, okay, then you step off, let another group of cars go. Instead, the lady today said, you know what, hey, you go, and then, hold on, guys, wait, there's more people coming. And they were literally a block and a half, 2 blocks down the street. And we just sat there waiting while they slow walked, got there. It probably took an extra 5 minutes. And you know what? That's 5 minutes I'm never getting back thanks to the overly polite crossing guards.
Oh, we got to work on your patience, man.
I ain't got no patience.
I've been
can't
reading
be
these
mad
books,
at a
man.
crossing
I'm
guard.
going to put you on these books, man. I'm working on some patience, man. I'm working on some being in the moment.
I bought a chakra book.
You bought
I bought a chakra book.
Oh,
yesterday.
chakra.
I thought you said chakra.
I thought I heard chakra
I
too.
went to-
I was like,
We're going to talk about defensive tackles and Jonathan Allen and stuff in just a minute.
I thought he said the chakra.
I have bookshelves. I have multiple bookshelves.
You've inspired me.
I have many books. And I have too many books.
Leatherbound?
And if they're not the
Rich Mahogany?
hardback, then I'm like, okay, that doesn't need to be on a shelf that's like behind me on the YouTube, right? So I was like, it's time to not donate, it's time to sell these books.
Books.
And so I had 3 big ass boxes of books that I sold yesterday at a store. I would guess that there were 100 books in there. If I say the average price per book was $10 to $15.
Oh, wow.
Like a paperback,
Oh,
even
how much
at,
they cost?
even at
You
like
bought
half
it
price
for
would
it.
be
How
like
much you
9,
bought it? Yeah.
10, 12, right? So I probably sold $1,200 to $1,500 worth of books.
For
How much did I get for it?
$50.
$30.
$75.
$41.
Hey.
And when I tell you that in-store credit for my $1,200 worth of books got me a little book on chakra and a little book on dragons, and that was it.
But you got knowledge that is priceless.
It's true.
Damn.
It's true.
You got
And it was Dirk, 41. I was like, okay, that'll work. I was hoping to get Jackie Robinson, but I got
42?
Dirk. I got Dirk. Jonathan Allen did get released by the Washington Commanders today. And Clarence, you want to set us up with some of the Jerry words on talking about defensive tackle? Because they signed Osa Odighizuwa. And if you are on Team Trenches,
you're on Team Trenches?
If you're on Team Trenches,
We're all on Team
some of
Trenches.
Jerry's
You're on Team
words might
Trenches?
make you happy
We're all on Team Trenches.
because they don't think that Osa and Mozzie is the end of it. They think, yeah, we have mo work to do when it comes to this defensive line.
Yeah.
Before you get into that, if you are not on Team Trenches, then you did not watch 8-9 games of what this football team was last year. When they literally was getting bullied. You could have brought them, the teams could have brought them to the principal's office. The Cowboys could have brought the team to the principal's office, to the police station,
Take
and
them to
filed
HR.
charges.
Yeah.
Like if the NFL had a HR department for bullying,
Right.
like remember Rodgers he got pushed 9 yards off the ball
Yeah.
That
and
dude
turned
was
his
insane.
back.
Yeah.
So if you're not Team Trenches, I don't know what games that you were watching at all last year, especially those first 7, 8, or 9 games.
Okay.
was
Standard
insane.
American move by you, attacking those who don't believe what you do. All right. That's fine.
You know, you guys are old enough to remember when it was about being Romo friendly around here.
Yeah, I remember when it was Romo friendly.
Romo friendly. And I think what Jerry's saying overall is that the Cowboys are Dak friendly. What we're trying to do is what we can do to build around Dak. And you know, once we made that commitment to Dak, it was about building around Dak. And offensive and defense, how we're going to build this team to complement Dak. And one thing he said on Wednesday, you know, talking about if you notice the area we're dwelling in, of course, Osa was the interior defensive line. We have Mozzie Smith, and we believe he will come on and be what we want him to be. And, of course, we may be there with a top pick early in the draft. So this means that the Cowboys could focus on a defensive tackle, could pick a defensive tackle in the draft. They're not done a defensive tackle. Certainly talking to Steven, he also said that one reason why they had to sign Osa
That's not
was
what he
because
said. He said either obviously
Ob-
or he said at the end of the day, and then he said whatever he said.
yes, I'm trying to paraphrase, but because all they had was Mozzie. You know, he's like, I don't want to talk about it, but all we got is Mozzie at the position, and we could double down and continue to add to the position. So defensive tackle remains a position of importance to the Cowboys heading to free agency and the draft.
Can I ask a question?
Nope.
Yeah.
You say ask instead of X.
From Jersey, it's Axe.
Say X.
You said no. You said yes.
So you're the decider about the
Can
question.
he
Yeah,
ask
of course, Jesse.
All
You
right,
can ask
cool.
the
Thank
question.
you. I was gonna ask
Jesse
you.
Holly, you part of the show.
Let me tell you, I'm Jesse Holly. That's who I definitely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, you said no. Mozzie finished year 2 last year. Yes,
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
was a first round pick. Yes,
Yep,
yes.
correct.
Late first round,
Freak.
but yes.
and now the Cowboys are talking about using potentially
Yep.
that pick for a defensive tackle. They're in that market again.
Yes.
Does that change the way you now look and feel about potentially moving on from their first round pick after year 1
Nope.
and Tyler Guyton?
Nope. Let me. Can I tell you why I think no is the answer?
I'm listening.
Okay, so I can.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let's panel. You're good with him
Are
answering
you good
this?
with me answering what Jesse
I'm
asked?
good with the quarterback being a quarterback.
Okay.
I'm not.
I'm not.
It is. It's interesting to me.
It better be interesting.
It's interesting to me that there are a few positions on the field where you don't come off the field. The defensive lineman is going to run 3 plays, and then the other dude's coming in. But the offensive lineman's never going to leave. It's
Right.
probably just because we don't have enough good ones. But, like, how come they don't need to be fresh? But whatever. And I think because Mozzie plays a spot, first of all, 2 years is obviously a little bit different than one. Like, we've had 2 years at it, but he actually is showing some improvement. But I think just because you know that you're going to have a left tackle, you're going to have 5 D tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can find one that's better than one of my guys, that's great. If I can find a better left tackle than Guyton, I want to. But I think in a world where you know, like, Mozzie Smith, regardless, is going to play 40% of the snaps,
Right, but
50?
you're giving up you're using a premium pick to be to your words, there's going to be 5 of them.
Yeah.
So the premium pick that you're using on a D tackle means he's going to be a rotation guy.
Yeah.
Well, if we go with in Howie we trust, right? We're in Howie we trust, right?
I don't think we should say that on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
We've said, I mean, everything we've done since the end of the Super Bowl was compared to Cowboys to Howie. So, I mean,
You've been real complimentary to the Eagles. I've been saying I hate
He's wearing
it.
green.
Really?
Yes.
He's wearing green.
Really?
Why are you wearing green?
You a big
You might have been glazing Howie a little bit.
What? Slobbering? What?
What does those 2 words mean?
A little glazy.
What is glazing?
Little
Context clues. You know.
glazing.
Putting shine on top of a donut?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes,
Donut
the
sounds
Howie
good.
I've been
donut.
on his
But now, yes,
You've
you've
been
been
on the
on
Howie
Howie, okay?
You've been on the Howie
But
donut.
I guess my point is,
Krispy Kreme level.
what I'm saying is that
I'm a Duncan guy.
Howie went first
Big
round
glaze too.
back-to-back defensive tackle and their rotation guys. And that was, in addition to having Milton Williams, he did that.
They're also not giving up on Mozzie Smith.
You know-
by
I
drafting.
mean, they
No.
went
That's what I'm
back-to-back defensive tackle and from the same school, back-to-back drafts.
Let me turn your question back on you, because when we were sitting in the pre-show, what'd you say was the scariest thing you ever saw on a football field?
Oh, the New York Football Giants NASCAR package.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Jesse was on the punt team
Yes.
and had the 6 Giants defensive linemen all lined up there.
Osa
Umenyiora.
Justin Tuck,
JPP?
JPP, Matthias Kiwanuka, Chris Canty,
Strahan was gone?
and Strahan was gone, and I think it was like Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce at linebacker. Yeah.
And I had to figure out who I was going to block, and all their focus was to run you into Matt McBriar. And so me and LP would be like, I'm like 53, so he's going left, and I'm left with the guy in front of me, and it's Chris Canty. And I'm like, check, 35,
Let's do something
35.
different.
And so LP goes right, and I'm like, okay, cool. I look down. Oh,
I got Justin Tuck.
I got Justin Tuck. Okay, I'll turn around. Matt McBriar, you better kick it quick because they on the way. So yes,
Defensive line,
Yes.
overwhelming force with numbers. That's
Yeah.
what we want.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't have much to do with Mozzie, because Mozzie at least is one of the 2 guys that count at the defensive tackle group, but that's all you got. And I need 4 or 5. So if a really good player is available, I do think that is kind of, it's not just Philadelphia. Like a lot of teams have known, if I can just whip your ass with my front all day long, boy, that's a good way to win at football. And so I was kind of glad to hear it. But I will tell you my interpretation of those Jerry words, because the exact words, Clarence played it for me in slow motion, which if you've never listened to Jerry Jones in slow motion, it's even more funny.
That was incredible.
We're going to get some players.
2 for you.
See how it falls were the words that he used.
Yeah, of
And so
course.
in my mind, it took me directly, and he mentioned with a high pick, but he
Right.
didn't say the first pick.
No doubt. And that's where my thinking is on that.
And so in my world, it sounds to me like this may be a dream. It may be a little fanciful. But if Mason Graham, the best defensive tackle in this class, could make his way to number 12, that's a snap pick.
Yeah.
Bang. Got him. And technically, he would play the same position as Osa, not Mozzie, but whatever.
And Cowboy fans would go crazy because another Michigan guy, you can't take a guy from Michigan.
And that's fine. We'll
Don't draft the
slowly
helmet.
educate you that we don't scout the helmet. We scout the player. And it's like, I know these Michigan guys. Yeah, it'd be terrible to have Aiden Hutchinson on my team. I don't want a Michigan D lineman.
Yeah.
Mason Graham is awesome. And so, like, if you had a shot at him, that's great. But I think what might be more likely is the Cowboys using a 2nd-round pick on the defensive line, because I think that is one of the best groups in this draft is the defensive line, and I think it stretches to about – hold on, let me pull up my board.
How many went to the combine?
I got a board. 40?
45, I think.
40,
44?
something like that.
Yeah.
I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8, maybe as many as 11 guys that are worth being picked at number 44 in this class.
This is awesome.
So if you're talking about Mozzie's spot, which is be thick with 2 C's and stop the run, I'll just throw 2 names at you: Tyleik Williams, Ohio State,
Yep.
and Alfred Collins, Texas. Either one of those guys in the second round, you've upgraded Mozzie. And now Mozzie's your other nose tackle. And now we're cooking with bacon grease. Fish grease.
Gas.
Gasoline. something gasoline.
Clark's going no.
Give me that gasoline.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast is another segment. Free agency starts on Monday. Your boy doesn't keep his run sheet in front of him, and when I've been talking to while the screensaver comes on, and I don't ever know what the next segment is. But it's going to be about free agency. Do you guys have a guy that you're hoping that the Cowboys are pursuing? It starts Monday. Will they sign somebody on Monday? All the free agency things is next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
For all you people out there who are like me.
What do you mean, you people?
You people are humans. All of you humans out there who are like me and want to live a little bit longer, a little bit better, a little bit above just the norm.
I don't want to live longer.
I was going to say, live fast.
Let me tell you about my people at Timeline. Timeline sells health longevity supplements featuring their proprietary Mito Pure ingredients.
Good ingredient.
You're probably asking yourself, what does that mean?
I wouldn't
if
worry
you're
about the
like
word.
me, you didn't do too well in science class, but you don't have to worry about that. They did all the research. 15 years of research. Mito Pure works with the cells in your body to help reverse age-related decline.
Yeah.
It's more like, it talks about the endurance. I'm more tortoise than I am hare.
I've been looking for endurance.
Yeah, I want to be able to stay long time. Right now, Timeline is giving you 10% off your order of Mito Pure. So head over to timeline.com, use the promo code DLLS, and help your life become better.
And once you are living better and longer and stronger, you get up in that sleeper app for more time. You'll have more energy. Sleeper app's incredible. It's not only the best fantasy league platform out there, it's also the place to make picks. Whatever sport you love, all you got to do is go in there and say, all right, tonight's games, who we got going? Bang. I think that this guy, my guy Bobrovsky, I don't know how many saves he had last night.
I'll look it
but
up.
I wanted to take the more than 22.5 saves. If you want to jump off in hockey land, you can do that. Basketball, pick a player, more points, rebounds, assists, or less.
How about that new player in L.A.?
Luka?
Something like that.
Doncic?
Bronkage.
Yeah, they won 8 in a row.
Yes.
How'd
Bronkage.
Bobrovsky do last night? Less. Oh,
Come on,
I would've been-
Sergey.
I would have been wrong.
Bronkage.
But that's what you do is you just make those picks. The more you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. Use the promo code DLLS, and you'll get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. All right, it is free agency. Cranks up on Monday. We were talking about if we needed to move what time the show is on Monday and then we discovered what time free agency starts on Monday. Guess what time free agency starts on Monday? 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Right on
So
time.
we will be a free agency pate right here on the DLLS Cowboys podcast as we monitor, not monitor, but yes, monitor.
Yes.
What's happening in free agency.
Okay.
What just happened?
Money.
That's the thing Jerry said once.
Oh,
He said we were going to monitor, not monitor, but yes, monitor
Oh,
something. I don't remember what.
that was like that one time I said it's risky because there's risks.
And because there's risks.
Yogi Berraism.
Yep.
There's risks.
Who's Yogi Berra?
We all know who Yogi.
Who's
We all knew who Yogi Berra
Yogi
was.
Berra
Who's
keeps
Yogi
us.
Berra?
Everyone knows who
Yogi-
You said Yogi, and we're like, which Yogi?
Yogi
Yogi Berra was in search of a picnic basket at all times.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, boo boo.
How about fetching me a picnic basket?
They had some good sandwiches in Yogi. Yogi had some good sandwiches.
I love sandwiches.
Wow.
Dude, I'm hungry. Now.
What?
Wow, look at Mr. Crazy. I shouted you out, Mr. Crazy. Now,
Oh, is he doing something crazy?
now we can't. Now we can't.
What did he say?
Oh,
No.
he's saying like what the Niners are going to do now that Joey Bosa's on the.
Oh, I thought he meant that for
No.
the
Oh,
he's-
did they get Joey?
No, that
Oh.
he's available. What the Niners would be if they got Joey Bosa.
That would be interesting if they they didn't wear helmets. Each Bosa brother just slapped
Wear
on his
hats.
MAGA hat and lined up to go play. I don't care who you vote for. Go team. Go America.
Since we're talking defensive tackle, and we talked about it in the first segment, and we started to talk about Jerry doubling down a position, certainly in the draft. What about Hargrave or Jonathan Allen? We talked about.
Did you just tell him to tap out and say, I'll play quarterback?
You trying to take?
He just said the segment
He
over.
just said, "Hey, my turn, dude."
That's cool. I mean, we don't really have a third segment, so if we stretch other stuff, that's fine.
No. But like that was gonna. Were you going there or no?
Yes, this was free agent segment.
That's what I'm saying. But you said I'll play quarterback, and you said
he was supposed to toss it
that's
up.
what I'm
We
saying.
ain't
You
got
said
there,
you'd
but-
take a seat.
I mean, it's all good.
I mean, I'll tell you guys a secret about quarterbacking shows.
Yeah.
I don't like doing it. But here's the thing. Sometimes things are thrust upon you
Oh, okay.
because you're capable.
Yes, and sometimes
I'm a badass at it. I would rather never play in anything and just be the wild ass.
That's fair.
And
Go ahead,
sometimes
Clarence, run this thing.
We all have shows and we all do our own thing. And
No, I
we,
know.
we,
It's just-
we know how to introduce
I
segments.
like quarterback.
We know how to transition and introduce segments. I've done that
I've been
before.
considering transitioning.
That's
Well, make sure if you transition that when we swap, we're swapping.
What do you mean?
Your
NT
deposit
way.
will now become
Take
my
it, quarterback.
deposit. My deposit will now become your deposit.
Take a quarterback.
NT way. We're talking free agency. It's happening. It starts on Monday. Guys are getting released. Certainly, we talked about defensive tackle position, what they will do in the draft. But what about free agency? You know, you got Hargrove being released by the 49ers, and now the Washington is releasing Jonathan Allen. Why not go there?
Are you reading my tweets live on air?
That's your tweet? Which one?
The exact same thing you just said.
Boy, I tell you, Clarence, you doing a little Jesse plagiarism
doing
right
this?
now?
I'm just
We're
saying.
doing this?
No, listen, that just tells me that we're on the same page.
Okay, there you
That's all
go.
I'm saying.
There you
That's
go.
all I'm
There you
saying.
go. There
Wait,
you go.
Mac
same
Brown
page.
stole your tweets. Clarence Hill stole your tweets.
Yeah, listen,
But
my boy said the other day, he said that I be cooking. He said I'll be cooking in here, but nobody really want to listen to me sometimes. But I just sit back and I just let things
People
happen.
take people's things. I brought to Joe's attention, don't call anybody out on the air, but I brought to Joe's attention that draft rankings change when people see what certain people say about players. And when I say things about players, I can go to websites a couple days later and look at their rankings and they'll be different.
they're copying you.
Mm-hmm.
So which one you want?
I want them
Hargrove?
both.
or-
I want them both. That's what I'm saying. I want them both.
I'm gonna have to go
Both
watch
of them.
Javon Hargrave. Like I know
Both
that
of them.
I know that Allen is not the player he was.
But we're talking about rotation guys.
You're right.
Right?
We're talking about
they're-
rotation
they're-
guys.
If Mozzie's playing 20%,
What if I finish my sentence?
all right,
What if I finished my sentence?
all right, have at it.
You better
Allen
finish your.
Mozzie's playing
you-
20%, and Allen is playing 20%.
You better finish your sentence.
and
Hargrove.
Hargrave is paying 20%, and your draft, whoever is paying 20%,
Yeah.
it's 100% of
Let's
players
be,
right there.
they're not going to get both. Let's be honest. But, we're dreaming. We're hoping to at least do one.
Yeah, and I think I would like having Jonathan Allen on the team. And him getting released is about what I expected because this is what happens with the guys who are starting to get up there, which is weird because here's a dirty little secret. Defensive tackles a lot of times in the NFL age really well. So
Yeah.
when guys don't, I'm like, what's going on? Because Jonathan Allen is not the player that he was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still definitely better than everybody but your top two and probably better than everybody but Osa on the Cowboys defensive tackle group.
Yes.
So if he becomes a guy that is a reasonably affordable, because sometimes what happens is when guys like that are free, NFL teams will do some fan stuff.
Yeah.
Where like I remember, I forgot who the quarterback was. It was one of the Florida teams. It might have been like when Jameis was in Tampa and he was campaigning for Adrian Peterson. And I'm like, that dude cannot play football anymore. NFL teams will sometimes always or hold on to way too long, like where a guy was drafted and who he was.
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen might get more money than you think would be wise to give him. But if the league agrees that, oh, yeah, he's okay now, then I would love to add him to the rotation and take even less pressure into the draft to add to that room. Hargrave, off the top of my head, I don't know because I haven't
He had a
watched him.
torn pec or it was a torn tricep, one of them last season. But he wasn't performing at the level that he was in Philadelphia, in San Francisco. Kind of actually didn't even feel like a great fit ultimately. But he definitely took a step back in San Francisco. That's a guy I think that you might be able to get a little bit cheaper than even like a Jonathan Allen because Hargrave doesn't have that first round pass, doesn't have that multiple Pro Bowls. He had a couple, I think, but I think that's a guy maybe would be even a cheaper option. And shout out to our friend Landon McCool too, who brought this up. These are guys that the Cowboys would like because they don't count against your comp pick for them because they've been cut.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Good point.
So it's a really good point from
the cut
Landon.
guys because I like to get comp picks every year. The
Exactly.
guys I let walk sign contracts. A year later, I will like this year. The Cowboys have 3 5th-round comps and a 6th-round comp because of all the guys they let walk last year. If you sign other free agents that make the same amount of money, cancel out. If they get cut, they don't count. So yeah, I want all the cut guys.
And keep in mind also the Colts are releasing Raekwon Davis, 6'7", 225 nose tackle. Obviously, I don't know if he was there when Matty Bruce was there, but that's another guy that's being released, big guy in the middle.
And it just goes into what I hope the Cowboys free agency plan is this year, which is not the bottom of the barrel. Get up in the middle of the barrel. Just in the middle of the barrel. I don't need you to sign the $20, $30 million players. If they're guys that you do believe in, go ahead. Philly's going to. They're going to end up with Myles Garrett or something. But you don't have to. Just make sure that the holes are filled with real players. Not, oh, yeah, this guy might make our roster. No. I need to be ready to play football before we draft. Really be ready to play football. Not the way they did it last year.
Yeah, not rely on, hey, it's a week before the season starts. We just left Oxnard in. Shoot, maybe we should bring in Linval, call him up, or shoot, maybe we should get Jordan Phillips in.
No,
here?
they literally pulled out Mike Zimmer's phone, and they were like, what D tackles you got in there? They were like,
yeah.
Who's an unemployed guy? And it's like, well, I
Never
think
would
they're all
stop
three
that.
retired. And it's like, yeah, call them. See if they'll take a guaranteed salary.
And how this helps this football team is because the defensive tackle spot, I know that we want some pass rushers in there or that can pass rush, but what you really want is, what you ultimately want is, I need real football players that's going to condense the offensive line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Why? Because now Micah Parsons has a shorter edge.
Yeah.
If Micah Parsons has a shorter edge, and I know that it may not sound like much, but to give Micah Parsons half a more second, you give him a full second. Those passes that were completed, or at least the pass got off, he now gets to the quarterback. Those pressures go up for Micah Parsons. And anytime that he can get to the quarterback, good things happen for your defensive football team. And when you're able to collapse the middle or hold up the middle of your opposing team's offensive line, you give a premier pass rusher like Micah Parsons the ability to rush the passer. Also, we talk about the privilege to rush the passer. Well, if I'm not giving up 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry on first down, we're actually getting to third and longs. And now the quarterback has to drop back and pass. That goes back to my first point. You allow Micah Parsons to get after the quarterback with the shorter edge. So it's they don't necessarily have to be world beaters. They don't have to be what Aaron Donald was in the middle. They don't have to be what Sexy Dexy is in the middle. You would like that. Sure. Would you like your D tackle to get 5, 6, 7 sacks on the year? 100%. But I would much more, if I can't get that, I would be fine with having them being good run defenders, good guys to hold it up, not allowing the run to dominate you in games. Getting to 3rd and 7 and 8 and 9 gives Micah Parsons the help that he rightfully deserves and needs, and it allows him to be a much better football player for you and for your defense.
Yeah, you just can't have guys getting blown off the ball 10 yards like they did against that New Orleans Saints game. And I think when you have a rotation too, we were watching that game, and I remember saying, how could guys that are 350 pounds get blown off 10 yards? And one thing was obviously their performance wasn't there in terms of their ability, I think, at the time.
Jordan Phillips.
But also, they didn't have a rotation, so it's like, okay, yeah, they've ran the ball 15 times in this drive. I'm exhausted. I don't have a good rotation. I'm going to get pushed back 10 yards because you know what? I can't even breathe.
His wrist was hurting.
And his wrist was hurting. Good call.
Well, he said
He was also one game away from the Super Bowl, too.
Oh, yeah, he was huge in that.
He made a play.
He learned how to play. He knew how to play football.
He made a play in the AFC Championship
One
game.
game away from the Super Bowl, baby. Don't do Jordan like that. But what's also true is those other guys are strong as hell.
Yes.
Those offensive linemen are strong as hell.
No, I know, but they're still getting blown back 10 yards off the ball. That is ridiculous. Literally 10 yards.
No, the Cowboys had multiple defensive tackles on the roster active and playing on Sundays that had no business in the NFL. None.
Yeah.
That's just what we're trying to avoid right here.
And I guess the only reason I'm saying that is because we would say that Jordan Phillips was one of those guys, but
He was.
He played minutes on a team that was one game away, a few plays away from making a Super Bowl.
Because he was part of a rotation, I think. So he was
Yes.
able to say, you know what, Andy was interested. Go 100% for 2 plays, then take a breather. And I think that changes things dramatically for defensive linemen rather than getting knocked off the ball 10 yards because you're tired as heck.
I could have done that job for cheaper, gotten very similar results.
No.
Same 40.
The same.
Yeah.
I was this close.
You'd have got knocked out the ball
No.
this far.
I didn't know. I would have ran sideways. I ran away.
Can't block me if they can't touch me.
Yeah, you're not going to treat me like that.
Can't coach size, baby. Can't coach size.
Why is Jeff out there trying to triple team a receiver who's lined up at nose tackle?
Mm-mm.
Coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, we're not done with free agency. We're not done with draft. What's it looking like the Cowboys might be doing in the first couple of rounds? All those things. We're rolling on the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Look around. Well, you can't see on my shop, but if you go to the 4 shop, look around behind me. You see all that cool, incredible stuff back there? You see, this is our studio. Kind of like our man cave, but sometimes we have women in here too. So it's like they're she sheds as well.
Yeah.
But if you want your studio, your man cave, your game room, your film room, your she shed to look up to date, funky, fresh, and fly, you need to see our friend.
Where are you going?
You need to see our friends at FOCO.
What are you doing?
You see the helmets and the things. FOCO has you. What do we got back there?
That is not from
not
FOCO.
FOCO.
That's not from
FOCO.
FOCO.
No
That's not from
dinosaur
FOCO.
skull.
But
That's
get
not
fit in the best sports gear around. So it's not just the bobbleheads and the helmets. They got sports gear. They got friendship bracelets. Use the promo code DLLS for 10% off anything that you see at FOCO. They got you covered. They got us covered. They can get you looking right. FOCO.com, 10% off DLLS is the promo code.
Shout out to our friends at Lucy.
Her name was Lucy.
This is my Lucy. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Lucy is 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. What I have in front of you here is called the Lucy Breakers. It's a nicotine pouch. It's got a little capsule in it. And when I go pop that capsule, bam, a little extra flavor and hydration in my face. I'm on day 5 of no tobacco, and I'm rocking my Lucy's. That's how we're getting it done. Am I in a great mood? No. Am I mean to my coworkers? Yes. But Lucy is making it bearable. So I would like to thank Lucy. They also have gum. They got regular pouches. They got their breakers, all those different things. Oh, Lucy's so good after a meal. Oh, my God. It's so good after a meal. But anyway, go to lucy.co/DLLS. Promo code's DLLS, 20% off your first order. They got a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. So use that promo code DLLS. It's obviously for people of age only. Contains nicotine. That's an addictive chemical. All right, let's knock out our super chats and make sure people are hitting the like button in here. And to the 2 people who hit the dislike button, I don't like drawing attention to it for a reason. Because normally if you draw attention to something, people think it's funny and then they start doing it. Don't do that. It's bad for our algorithm. If you like us, thumbs up. Please.
Captain Thunder, was that you?
At least tell us why you don't.
And if you hate us, just close the window. Don't you try to negatively advertise us. Michael's in the super chat. Assuming we get Genty in the first round, what one text should we want to target in the second? Oh, I accidentally already did that. Also, do you think we could target Bolton in free agency or any of these cuts like Bosa? I support all guys who have been cut. Bolton's a free agent, right?
Yeah, love me some Nick Bolton.
And it sounds like Nick Bolton doesn't have the market that some might have thought he would have. And so I would love Nick Bolton. I think that's a great way to do the Eric Kendricks job, where it's like I want a vet who can line everybody up, that can do his job, and have the dot
Nick
on
Bolton's
the
from
helmet.
here too.
Yeah, what high
he's a
school? What
Frisco
high school
man.
did he go to?
You went to high
Frisco.
school together?
No. What high school did he go to?
Frisco
Nick Bolton?
Memorial.
No.
Frisco Lone Star,
Yes.
also the same high school as Ashton Jainty.
Can I say something about the Nick Bolton situation? Because I would love Nick Bolton to be a linebacker here.
Right.
But when you're Nick Bolton and you have had the success that you have had with the Kansas City Chiefs,
You already got your rings. Come get famous on the Cowboys.
And come home. Make your money.
I don't think you get famous. You don't get more famous being on the Cowboys
yes,
that
you
don't
do.
make the
You might.
playoffs
Yes, you do.
than you do on the Kansas City
might.
Chiefs that make the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's not famous on
Yeah,
the
you
Chiefs.
do.
We're talking about him.
He would have a podcast
We're
and a
talking about because
sunglasses
of free
store.
agent. We're talking about a whole lot. We talked about Raekwon Davis 5 minutes ago.
Who?
You know-
guy brought up. I signed Nick Bolton. What about Drake Greenlaw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes.
Coming off an injury, though.
Team needs linebacker. Get me a starting level linebacker on Monday.
I also love about Dre Greenlaw is he's kind of crazy. He's kind of got that psycho in him.
Yeah, I
And-
like psychos.
Yeah. One note about Nick Bolton, though, kind of blew my mind when I heard this.
It better have blown your mind.
How old is Nick Bolton?
6.
He's 24 years old.
Oh, he came to the league at 20.
Yeah.
Oh, he's young.
He is young. So that's a guy that, like, you sign him to a 3-year deal. I mean, you are getting Nick Bolton prime for 3 years.
And the question is, why would Kansas City be getting rid of him then?
They
mean,
ran
we
out of
saw
money.
him in the
They
Super
ran
Bowl.
out of money. I mean, they
They
just
just
traded away
traded
their
Joe
offensive
Thuney.
line.
Yeah.
They
How
don't
much-
want to do things the Eagle
How
way.
much do you pay Nick Bolton though? I mean, he's not a Pro Bowl level
10 million.
player.
$8 to $10 million a year.
$10 million.
I think they're sitting on this until I would be shocked personally. I would be shocked if Nick Bolton is not a Kansas City Chief next week.
I wouldn't, because I think they tend to value the very, very, very top guys and try to churn the rest. And even, God, if they were willing to spend the cash like the Eagles were, like they got rid of Tyreek Hill to keep their cap responsible.
Which is a great point.
And
they won a Super Bowl. After
and then their offensive line just sucked in the Super Bowl.
And they got rid of
2 of their 3 best offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Because
none of that makes any sense.
Yeah, I just think they're not willing to do the things that the very aggressive teams do. They just think, hey, Pat and Andy, y'all got it.
Save us.
I mean, hell,
It
that
worked a
formula
lot.
has worked.
It worked a lot.
That formula has worked for
But
the last
the 2
6
Super Bowls
years.
they've lost, they couldn't block, and now they got rid of 2 of their
I know.
actual good offensive linemen.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating. Aaron's in the super chat.
I feel like a trucker, Aaron. I made a quick trip to Houston, 5 hours one way, 5 hours the other way yesterday.
Did you stop and get a lot lizard?
Did
Wow.
not.
Okay.
I did not stop at a truck stop.
Did you go to the bathroom in a Gatorade bottle?
Nope.
Did you go to Buc-ee's?
I stopped at Buc-ee's for gas at 1:30 last night.
Just gas.
Wow.
Just gas.
Okay.
You didn't get no beaver nuggets?
No beaver nuggets. I tried.
Love me some beaver nuggets.
I don't want to because if you go into
They're so
Buc-ee's, you just stay 30 minutes. I was trying to get down the road.
What about beaver butt?
Aaron's super chat says,
No.
does Shoddy use... Oh, okay, that means
fullback.
fullback. I was thinking it was Facebook.
Facebook.
Because at first I was thinking, does he use football? Yes.
Clarence on Facebook.
Follow me on Facebook, guys.
Dak play better with or without Facebook? Lipke, legit tight end. Thanks. I don't think Lipke's a tight end.
He did some tight end things, moved things, but yes.
Yeah.
I also think with Lipke, that was a guy that Mike McCarthy loved. We'll see.
Didn't Mike McCarthy?
He likes him a white fullback.
Well,
McCarthy likes a white fullback.
Wait, who was Lipke's coach? Wasn't Lipke's coach in high school a friend of Mike McCarthy's?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, the DiNucci path?
No, I think that
Or
was
DiNucci.
DiNucci.
Was that DiNucci?
Yeah,
DiNucci was a
That
Cowboy
DiNucci.
because
Speaking of
Mike
DiNucci,
knew-
Speaking
Mike-
of DiNucci, did you unload those boxes, unpack those boxes?
We're not-
Did our hats come in?
those hats, bro.
Did our hats come in?
We're not getting
you
those
gotta
hats.
accept. You gotta accept the inevitable.
We're not getting the hats, bro.
You gotta accept the
Yeah,
inevitable.
just accept the
saying.
fact that we're not getting these hats.
Can I
This
get my
is-
hat? I mean, I'm just
it
saying.
is- it is
We've been
what it
waiting
is.
on these hats.
To
okay?
answer Aaron's question, I personally think Dak plays better without a fullback.
Let's call him DiNucci right now.
on air.
I don't know if he'll answer.
Don't call
calling
him in
we're
on
calling
air. What
DiNucci
did I
on
say? Oh my God! I'm picking him up.
The tension is palpable.
I will so call his fiance if he doesn't answer.
Listen, let's move on to Dro Nose right quick. 'cause
You
I-
hold on.
All right.
No, go ahead and do the show.
Let's
Let's
move
go.
on.
What's
Joe
Joe
knows.
knows?
He
Joe
killing
knows
me.
is
Dro killing me. Right.
we haven't had a real DT since Marcus Spears.
Joe, I love Marcus Spears.
a
I
DN.
love Marcus Spears. Come
But-
on, bro.
I think he meant Jay Ratliff.
He has to mean Jay Ratliff or Jason Hatcher.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Marcus Spears, but
We should get
Come on,
him
dog.
on the show.
Who?
Marcus Spears.
We'll get him on the
He
show.
loves to respond to
Yeah.
me on
Yeah, we'll get him-
Twitter.
I
I don't
get
know
him
if
on the
we've
show.
met, but
I
we're
get-
online friends.
I get him on the
Can
show.
you
Yeah, let's get him on the show.
If not, I'll get him.
I get him, man. We can also get Canty.
You're gonna have some flashbacks.
We
Jason?
just don't want to talk to that man.
But
Scared of that
we
man.
can get Spears on the show. That shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I love Spears. But yeah, that's you're missing the boat there with haven't had a real DT since Marcus Spears.
Dro got one more too.
Dro's still here.
Yeah, he's got one more.
Joe
We
must
could have
got
drafted
paid
Nick
this week.
Bolton, but we drafted Kelvin Bossman Fat Joseph size.
You call me fat, Dro?
I would tell you this: Bossman Fat, YKD, YKDV,
You know the vibe. You know the vibes.
YKDV.
You know the vibes.
Put out a new song a few weeks ago. Saw it on YouTube.
was called
Did he kill?
YKDE?
Did he kill
That's
somebody?
what, that was the next. The reason that we
Did
know
he
he was
kill
in the
the song?
vehicle that
Oh,
did the
yes,
thing
yeah.
is because that was his little bit. Is you know the vibes.
You know the vibe,
and
yeah.
He had a chain on with
Yeah,
that.
that's
that
how-
they could
that's how he got
see
busted.
in the back seat.
Yeah.
That's
Was it a drive-by song?
He put it. I don't know. I don't know. I just knew that he had a new song, and I was like, oh, isn't that interesting?
How do you know
you
this?
support?
Because I think when he was a cowboy, just for the hell of it, I hit subscribe on the
Right.
channel.
Why did
And
you-
so when something new is added to the
Oh.
channel, it must have popped up. And I went to it, and it had like 76 views. And I'm like, oh, man, I hope he does better.
Yeah, so I started.
76?
Yeah, I finally stopped following him on Facebook. I mean, on Twitter. Excuse me.
He's going to the one league.
UFL, USFL.
IFL, is that a thing?
The Indoor Football League. Yeah, that's where we're gonna own the team. He's gonna be GM. You got
We can own Boss Man's
director of
team.
scouting. I got PR. Clarence is just vibes.
Yeah. We can do all of
Who's
that.
the best Cowboys rapper? Rico,
Never heard it.
Cole.
Cole Beasley.
Oh, you know who's a good musician? Actually, Josh Butler.
Is he a rapper?
I think he would rap and sing. Yeah.
Boss Man.
Rico raps.
I don't know
Cole
about Rico.
Cole wasn't terrible.
Marcus Spears, actually, speaking of his name up, he used to rap back in the day.
I think Troy Aikman's
Wow.
the best musician in the history of the Cowboys.
That's fair.
I would take Mark Colombo.
Oklahoma
Mark
Knights.
Colombo.
Mark Colombo.
What was he doing?
They had a whole band.
They had a band.
Really?
Oh,
reign.
dude.
Free
They
reign.
played
About the
metal.
band.
I didn't know
Free
about the band.
reign. Mark Colombo.
Leonard Davis. Yeah.
Wow.
They played metal.
I gotta look this up.
Kyle
Okay.
Kozier.
What?
What do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free reign.
Clarence, how did y'all let Troy Aikman, while winning Super Bowls, get away with making a terrible country album?
Because he won a Super Bowl. When you win like that, you can do what you want.
I'm just wondering.
Same reason you know the whole team had radio shows back then, including the deep snapper.
That
Dale
team was not
Hellestrade.
serious about football.
No,
How
whole
did they
team had
win?
radio shows.
The
Richard
standard.
Richard's in the super chat. These are the ones that make me feel the worst, so I'll watch these guys today when people ask about people I haven't seen yet. But Joe watches tons of college football, so he might be able to help you. Talk about Rocket Sanders, running back, and Simon, the tight end from South Carolina.
Rocket Sanders is a dude, man. He was first team
From
All
Southern
SEC
California.
at Arkansas
played.
before he transferred to South Carolina. He had a really traumatic injury, but bounced back. South Carolina was one of 3 people honored with the Comeback Player of the Year award in college football this past year. I talked to him at the Shrine Bowl. We actually have a video of that. It'll probably come out soon. He's a stud.
Is he a stud?
I like Rocket Sanders a lot. And we talk about the depth of running back in this draft. Rocket Sanders is a great example. That's a guy you get in the 7th round who could be a pretty serviceable starter in the NFL.
Now he went from stud to serviceable starter. I don't mean to pick. I'm just saying. When I use stud, I mean gotta be
Damn,
Gotta
dude.
be a stud.
a stud.
Damn.
Serviceable starter is not a stud.
He was a
so.
college football stud.
Would you say, as a man who is, a mentor, a hero, really,
Yeah, he
to
kind of
Joe,
struck me down there.
that
a
the
little
way
bit.
that you
sorry.
just treated
No, that's all
him is you're helping him learn, or you're breaking him down?
You know, I learned and I don't forget.
He
So
was,
there you go.
He was kind of glazing him like you did Howard Roseman a little bit.
Ooh.
Glaze these nuts.
Hey.
I like the donuts with the pink icing on the top.
Ooh.
Those are, no sprinkles.
Howie's probably pink.
The long one.
The what one?
I call him the Long John. I think other people have a different name for him, but I call it the Long John. And then I like it when
The
it has
what?
the pink on the top, the strawberry icing. In other news,
You're like a Boston cream kind of guy, huh?
congratulations to Clarence Hill. Daniel Jeremiah has put out from NFL.com, former NFL scout, has put out his updated top 50 prospect rankings. And he, like everybody else, he's finally admitting what I've been trying to tell people. Nobody's confident putting these dudes in order in this draft. Nobody. There's the top few guys, and then it is an absolute cluster bleep. Daniel Jeremiah's updated rankings. He had one wide receiver move up 7 spots, one moved down 2 spots, one moved up 6 spots, and those 3 guys are now 15th, 16th, 17th. He's saying what we all already knew. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when we talk about taking a receiver at 12, Daniel Jeremiah's new rankings, Tetaroa McMillan was his top receiver, no longer. Matthew Golden is his top receiver from Texas at number 15. T-Mac is at 16. Emeka Ibuka is at 17.
Yeah.
It's
To
a
who?
cluster bleep.
Who's at 17?
Emeka Ibuka.
No, I'm saying what team?
Oh,
No,
this
this
isn't
is
the mock draft. This is his ranking.
Oh,
His
rankings.
rankings.
His
Yeah,
prospect
how you
ranking.
rank. Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't
So
ranks the player.
15,
I
16,
got you.
17.
Okay. My apologies.
And then Luther Burden, who's become the forgotten man that is somehow
Luther.
On the
What's
way down.
happening, Luther?
is at 31, which if you tell me that there's a chance to get Luther Burden on the second day of the draft, sign me the hell up.
This is going to be one of the. We talked about Kansas City earlier and how they approach things. Luther Burton will fall to the end of the draft, to the end of the first round, and
He'll be
Kansas
the
City will be sitting
33rd.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas City will be sitting there, and they'll go,
Okay.
"All right." I mean,
Did they
if
get
you-
another receiver?
They don't have one.
Kansas City?
Yeah, they could take another receiver.
Yeah, they can
Don't do
But
that.
here's the other thing they could
They
have.
don't have one.
No, yeah.
They don't have a real one.
They got,
The other
they got
thing is-
maybes.
Got Rashid coming back.
The other
No,
team
it didn't.
picking 32nd,
Huh?
one of the only weaknesses on their team is their third starting wide receiver.
I know.
So Philadelphia at 32 loves taking
Oh,
gifts
man.
that people let fall in their lap. You put Burden and
AJ
Devontae Smith
Devontae.
and A.J. Brown.
That's what I'm saying. Kansas City sitting in front of them gonna look back and go, We may have to face y'all again. We can't let you get another one off.
But the Eagles
board.
wouldn't mind because they would be like, "Oh, look, Walter Nolen fell," and the Eagles would just take another defensive
I
lineman.
got 2 more super chats right quick.
What? Guillotine is in the super chat. I'm still trying to get a guillotine. If anybody has one or knows where to buy one, let me know. Let me know if y'all are going to do an on-location draft show so I can buy my plane tickets now. I believe we are. I think I would be broadcasting during the draft. We're not going to have anything.
No,
out
I think
about.
it's going to be
We'll be in the studio.
in the studio.
We're going to have a party here.
Yeah.
Maybe we invite Guillotine.
We can see if we can get guillotine in. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll
I
work
mean,
it
if you're
out.
gonna fly out, here's the thing: Guillotine. You fly out, I'm going to get you in.
Yeah.
You fly out, you're going to come in here and chill with us.
I'll drink Fireball with you.
And I'll forgive you for that 06 guillotine. I'll forgive you for that 06. And why do you want a guillotine? What you going to do with a guillotine?
I think it would be just badass to have in the backyard.
You seen it on Fat Kids Deals?
Okay.
I haven't.
Braddock, get Braddock right quick.
Michael Braddock. I saw rumors about trading into Diggs. Is that even possible
No.
when he's injured? We need more draft capital. Who else could we trade? No, they're not going to trade
You
Trayvon
can't
Diggs.
trade a guy.
They
Theoretically
can't
possible.
trade him.
It's
I mean,
theoretically possible, but
when
they
they
won't
had-
do it.
And the guy that made it up doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, taking shots. Taking shots at a random guy on
Who was
Twitter.
It wasn't a random guy. You know that guy with the dog Abby.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
no.
it was the Twitter guy. The Twitter guy that's like, I got stuff. And
Yeah.
he doesn't really have stuff. But I respect him, whoever he is. Coming up next, it's a mock draft Friday. What?
You don't respect him, but
I
continue.
respect him.
If you're right 10% of the
You
time,
don't
you're
even know
right.
his name.
It's
So
not
much
the
for
Pretty
respect.
Ricky guy, is
It
it?
is
it's
pretty
pretty
Ricky.
It's Ricky. He just fires off tweets like he travels in the circles with NFL owners. He's like, I'm just telling you. I know at dinner last night.
I bet you he knows one agent.
Coming up next, it's Mock Draft Friday. We're going to have Clarence make the picks, and it's going to be incredible. We're going to have all Texas players. And that's, I mean, that could be a good draft.
It wouldn't be bad. Oregon, too.
Golden, Collins.
Thanks.
Well, I'm trying to go
Wait.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
like
oh,
first
I
round,
got
second
you.
round,
I got
third
you.
round. Makuba? Safety?
Makuba, safety.
Yeah, we can make this work. Anyway, we want you to decide to be a diehard. Look at that spring training intro offer going on
So
right now.
good.
Aren't you thankful for baseball while you're watching this? Because instead of being like $80 to sign up to be a diehard over the course of a year, $48. That's the intro offer. QR code's right there on the screen.
there.
And that gets you the hookup. It gets you the hookup, especially in draft season. It's a great thing. On draft night, you're going to want to be a diehard so you can have Fran Duffy's whole deal pulled up. And as you're going through the draft, you can see the position rankings, the scouting reports on all of these different players. And it's a great thing to have. Plus, the three of us wore merch. 1, 2.
You don't have merch on?
That's not me. I actually put on the green one today, and I remembered that yesterday I tried to put on the green one too, and I must not have washed it since. Stain right across the chest. I was getting ready to walk out the house.
What kind of stain?
Straight across the chest. Yeah. I put it on. I put my coat on. Getting ready to leave the house. Saw the mirror and went, what the crap? So we're going to see if we had to
St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day is great. And you
Our
get
people, Clarence.
Get you a hookup.
Our people.
Our people.
That's my people.
My people.
Our people. All of
My
us.
people.
You Irish?
I'm
Not
white.
Jesse's people.
Not my people.
Not
You're
Jesse's
not-
people.
you're not Irish?
It's a drinking holiday. We're going to drink.
That's right.
Oh, your
Yeah.
people are the drunks. My people are the Irish people.
Drinking holiday.
Irish eyes are
We-
smiling.
We
Re-
request that you show proper reverence for St. Patrick and not just get drunk.
I won't do this Zeke Elliott at the parade.
You ain't gonna pull nobody's whoops.
I will not do the Ezekiel Elliott. Okay?
Anyway, sign up to be a diehard. It's a huge hookup. You get to pick a free T-shirt from our merch store. You get 20% off merch. You get an ad-free experience on the website, access to all the diehard content. You get to be in our Discord lounge, all those different things, plus all the draft stuff. So go to alldlls.com/diehard. We're drafting again. People love mock drafts.
They do.
I don't know how else to break it to you. People love mock drafts.
I love them.
If you super chat enough, we'll pick whoever you tell us to. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't want to promise, but maybe. If it's a good pick that you want to make and you put a big enough super chat, I'm not going to tell you how big is big enough. You'll have to guess.
Facts.
Chill's invited to the Irish cookout.
There you go.
Get you some. Oh wait, is
Oh,
is
Clarence
bangers
Hill.
and mash English?
Oh, Clarence Hill.
Bangers and mash. Is that English?
That's English.
I'm Irish and I
I
don't
was
even know
gonna
what
say,
our things
dog.
are. I haven't been to my homeland.
Nesto said, I'm Puerto Rican. They my people.
That's right, Nesto.
Yeah, sure.
Nesto, you like beer?
He's Puerto
Your
Rican.
people.
He loves beer.
That's your people.
They drink.
I got to go to Ireland because every time that people get mad at me, they tell me to go back to my country. And so
Oh, how does
I'm
that
like,
feel?
I got to go to Ireland.
How does that
guess.
feel?
great. I feel very empowered. Like they're telling me to take a vacation. And I'm like, wow, that sounds incredible.
As a black man, how does that feel when they say go back to your country?
I mean, I could give a really long response about who actually should go back to, whether it's Europe or Africa, and what people have done since leaving those areas, and who should be more ashamed of their actions since leaving their country.
Yeah.
And I just like to cruise along and be cool.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Anyway, but, just keep pillaging and murdering your way across the world and pretend that that's something to be proud of. What?
Hello.
I love everybody.
You're going to learn football and history here. Let's go.
Hello.
Let's go.
And Jeff just lost us 30,000 listeners. Mock draft time. Conti, can you pull up the simulator? We got the simulator. We go 3 rounds. That's as far as we can go now. Because going 7 is just stupid. It's too early.
Let's do it.
We're ready. Start the draft.
Oh.
Look, Tet McMillan's available.
Tet, Jade, Malachi Starks, Jahad Campbell, James Pierce, Will Johnson, Luther Burden.
Let me rip through the top 12. Cam Ward went, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, Armand Membu, Ashton Genty, Shamar Stewart, Tyler Warren, Michael Williams, Mike Green. So we had a little run on the edge rushers there, which means falling into your lap is your choice of the wide receivers. Can you scroll down on the players available, because their rankings are bad? They're going to have
their rankings bad because Golden way
Josh
down.
Simmons, Emeka Ibuka, Kelvin Banks,
Walter Nolen,
Matthew Golden, Jalen Walker, who would be my top-rated player available.
Morgan Hampton.
Fight amongst yourselves. You see the names. Fight amongst yourselves.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Kelvin Banks. It's going to be Kelvin Banks for me.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you guys think that having 2 guys I'm not saying he's Micah, in the mold of Micah is too much on a team?
No.
Having
who's the
Jalen
mold?
Walker. So he's
Okay.
6'2", 245, incredible athlete. He plays linebacker and he rushes the passer. A lot of teams are probably going to ask him to rush the passer more than play linebacker. But he can play linebacker, spy the quarterback, cover a running back, cover a tight end, and rush the passer. And somebody's going to use all of that. But is having 2 250-pounders on the edge overkill?
A little bit.
I'm cool with it.
Because he's my best player.
A little bit. Because now I ask the question, how do we stop the run on the edges?
Play him at linebacker.
I'll still ask the same question. How do we stop the run on the edges?
Marshawn Neeland.
Okay, I'll ask it the 3rd time. How do we stop the run on the edges?
Well, I mean, nothing's going to change if I don't pick him or do pick him. We still have the same players out there. I mean, I would be putting him out there. He would line up on the edge on 3rd and 6.
Well, my thing is, if this is your best player, then there's no question to ask. Pick your best player.
I like where his head's at.
But that's your best player.
But that's my best player.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's a team draft.
Yeah, if it's your best player, pick your best player.
Joe is the GM.
No.
You are the head of college scouting, and you're the director of player personnel.
You know who I wouldn't hate here? It's a little early, but I just don't hate it. I don't hate Jahdae Barron, truly. I think that's a guy would step in and be a stud for you, an actual stud, for 5 to 7 years at
Where
least.
were the guys that we had in the first segment? Where are those humans at? The guys that we had in the first segment.
First segment. We talk about Mason Graham, but
No,
he's
no,
never on
no.
my
Mr. Graham is gone.
I'm talking about the guys who were on my team.
Oh, the trenches?
The trenches.
No, to be honest with you, I think Kelvin Banks would be the pick here for me. But I wouldn't hate.
Where were those guys that were with me in the first segment? That
We were talking about defensive line, though, at that point.
No, I'm with you on Kelvin Banks here, to be honest. The idea of Jahdae Barron, that would be like a heart versus mind thing for me. And I know that Tet McMillan's going to be the pick here for a lot of people, too. Personally, I'm just not a big fan of Tet. T-Mac.
Jeremy's got the right idea. What are the trade down options?
This is an ideal trade down situation, but realistically, I don't know the compensation you get because I think it's going to be a trader's market.
We can do it. Hit trade.
Oh, my God.
Katya, above Jahdae Barron, hit the trade tab. And then what pick does Tampa Bay have?
19?
All right, see if they'll give us, click on 19 and click on 51 on their picks. Click on 12.
For the Cowboys.
And see if they'll do it.
They would 100% do it.
All right, we got their second round pick. Now we're picking 19th.
All right.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Jeremy. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm
Resume.
trade down. Trade
Captain,
down.
Trade down, right?
Trade down. We got 19.
And now
Kelvin
we're
Banks.
19.
Kelvin
Luther
Banks.
Burden is still there. Kelvin Banks is pick Kelvin Banks.
Let's take Kelvin Banks.
We moved back 7 spots. We still got our offensive line. Matthew Golden was there too. We're picking
Nice
Kelvin
pick.
Banks.
Nice pick. Let's do the whole draft order thing. You clap it up, you know.
Yeah, we're here.
You're supposed to shake hands, though.
We're here.
All right,
We're here.
Now in the second round.
There you go, Cat.
We picked an O lineman.
Ooh, I like one here.
second round.
Trying to see which one I think you like. Is it
What running back is there?
Siobhan Ravel? Is it?
It is Savon Ravel. Savon, by the way.
Oh, Savon. We don't
Yeah,
say the
I
H.
asked him, I introduced him, and when I interviewed him, I was like, Siobhan. He's like, no. Savon.
What running back is there?
Yeah, let's check our
Yeah,
running
let's check
backs.
running backs.
Can you check our running back? Look, Katya runs the simulator like an effing pro. Let's see this. Oh, yeah, Scattaboo, baby.
Oh,
No, we're
Quinshon
not.
That's
We're
too
not.
high. That's
We're
too
not.
high.
We're not
Henderson.
taking.
Too high.
So
Trevion
this
Henderson.
is what
Jenkins.
always happens to me.
We like our running backs African American.
No, we don't.
We like our
You
running
do.
We like our running backs African American.
You do. Okay, well, then I want a white linebacker.
We're going to take.
I'm totally fine.
Carson
totally-
Schlesinger, come on down.
I'm totally fine with the Caucasian linebacker. They're crazy. They don't care. And in fact, I want one who has like that little lump on the top of their nose.
yeah.
If you don't have the lump on that bridge of the nose
Yeah.
right there, don't want him.
Forehead bleeding
I
because his
don't
helmet's
want
too
him.
tight.
Give me the white linebacker with the lump on the bridge of the nose. I'll take him all day.
Reminder, we have 2 second-rounders now.
We could take Trevion Henderson here. He would be my top.
How about
rated-
Judkins?
But here's my problem. My problem is I like Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Caleb Johnson, Trevion Henderson, R.J. Harvey, all about the same, which is why I say let it play out.
We have 2 second-rounders, right?
Okay.
So I think we have the ability to do a boomer bust pick here. That's why I think Savon Revel is a first-round talent, long, rangy corner. This is a guy that if he wasn't hurt last season, he would have been potentially a top 15, top 10 pick.
That's
could have
Gavin-
transferred wherever he
Trayvon
wanted.
Diggs.
and
Trayvon
said
Diggs.
no.
We don't know what his future is in Dallas. I say we get an insurance for that.
I like it. Can I see the defensive tackles and can I see the wide receivers?
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Let's see defensive tackles. Alfred Collins.
What about the A&M guy? Who's that? No,
That's Shamar Turner, DeSoto.
that's not this guy. Okay.
All right, let's let Joe have his guy, and we'll get a corner. And I hope Alfred Collins makes it to our other second-round pick.
Go back to
Savon
cornerback,
Revel.
Savon Revel from East Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah.
right there, like with the pirate logo.
They're like
under
6'1"
Trey, yeah.
down. Take Ravel. Yeah,
Yep.
we're doing it. We're going to let Joe have a corner.
All right, now I'll be
Alfred
quiet.
Collins is there. Eat it, baby.
Let's go.
And then we
got
get a running back in the third.
And we're going to pick a running back in the third.
Yep.
We just keep, the problem is no matter
Alfred
how you
Collins.
do this, you end up having one thing that you really want to get and you don't get it. We're going to get no wide receiver.
Yeah.
No,
we're
get
gonna
him
sign someone in free agency.
agency.
Okay. Yeah,
Devon-
yeah. That's what we
Devontae
got to do. We
Collins.
got to figure it out.
Devontae Adams, excuse me.
Okay, and now in the third round, I'm probably
Collins.
picking R.J. Harvey. I'll tell you my favorite thing about him. That's my least favorite thing about him, but also my favorite thing about him in a minute. Can you check the other running backs? Let's check the other running backs.
What running backs available?
DJ Giddens, Connor Riley guy.
It's
Devin Neal?
comfortably R.J. Harvey for me.
Yeah.
R.J. Harvey is obsessed with trying to get 80 yards on every play, which is not probably
That's why you
going
have
to
a
be.
coach. Coach him. You got to coach him.
I know, but it's fun watching it because he will just like. He also his stance, same as Genty.
Oh, I love it.
He just stands there.
Copycat.
You guys belong in jail with these
Okay.
picks.
Will what?
Floman says we belong in jail with these picks.
It's a good draft.
Let's go with R.J.
we're
Harvey.
stealing? Because we're getting all the best players?
Yeah, because we're stealing. Yeah. Yeah. I
No,
like-
we'll give you R.J. Harvey.
yeah, I like
but
RJ Harvey.
You East Carolina, Jesse hates it. No, no, literally in my head, I was like East Carolina. All right, but I told you guys this the other day, and you said about Devin Neal that
Devin Neal's the exact opposite of R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, I like the guy who's going to do everything right at the position.
He's less explosive by far. He's less capable as a receiver, but he's absolutely going to maximize every run, hit the hole, go forward. R.J. Harvey is going to take the ball, see if there's somewhere to go, and if there is, he's going to go, "Meow." And if there's not, he's going to go try to find it somewhere else.
What if we
And
pair? What
that's
if we
why
pair
you-
Rico with RJ Harvey too? We
That's
bring
why,
back-
but that's
yeah.
why you coach him. That's why you got to teach him how to run in the NFL.
Can I see the
Fern.
receivers first?
I love it, Fern.
Can I see the receivers first? Wide receiver. You can take Royals there. You can
Savion
take
Williams.
Savion
Williams is going to be the player.
Savion's fun.
Oh, look, we could take Tez before Isaiah Bond. There you go.
We're not
We do
taking-
Tez before Isaiah Bond.
We're not taking that. I'm not going to say that. What I was about to say.
What? Oh, you were going to say the M word, weren't you? Something about a small guy?
I was going to say little lady.
Little lady.
Little lady.
No, he's a man.
Dog.
He's a man.
Says 150 pounds. Yeah, we're not doing that.
No, that's okay. Well, let's
150
take.
pounds. That's a little lady.
Let's get our rainbow. Let's get RJ Harvey. I love it.
We're gonna take RJ Harvey. He's gonna be paired with Rico. Rico will be our standard go-do. Yeah, we're gonna take RJ Harvey, and then I want everybody to look at what we've done and just know that if the Cowboys did this, Super Bowl,
It'd be 9-7.
we had 2 hook'ems, 9-8. Or 10-7.
9-8.
Get used to 17 games, Clarence. Thanks for stopping
9-8.
by, everybody. What a great week. Please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Tell us your favorite pick or who you would have picked in the comments if you watch this later. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.